Hi YouTube, this is Felicia with Bible Scraps. Okay, so in this video I will offer a tutorial on how to create this cute, adorable ginger tag. See her name Ginger? Of course, it's gingerbread, right? Absolutely love gingerbread creations, and this tag it's super duper adorable. Okay, so I'll offer that tutorial, but before I do that, I do want to share the tags that I shared in this video. When I shared Little Ginger, I shared other tags because after I watched the video, I realized just how far my creations were from my camera. I used my new phone, and for some reason, it filmed it far away. So I'll quickly offer a look. And isn't this cute? An apron on a hanger. I'll have the video linked below, and you could check out all the products that I used. I also made these 2 gingers in a little teacup. Ginger mint tea. So super duper adorable. And then I made this apron, which is still not finished, but on a hanger. So I love that. And then a little simple mason jar with little, this is like a steel shaker, a stationary shaker. And then I will offer a tutorial on this one as well, but my tag bag. Super duper love this one. Okay, so once again, I'll have the video linked below if you want to check out all the products that I used. Okay, before I get started, take a look at my craft tray. I shared this in a video several days ago. I picked up these from the thrift store. Came home, gave it a fresh coat of spray paint, added contact paper. So I turned these serving trays into craft trays. And now what I'll do is use the craft station trays. And you know what? I like that because if you're like me, when you're creating, you lose a lot of things. Your desk gets really cluttered, and having a craft station, number one, it's portable, so I could pick up all of this and move it elsewhere if need be. Number two, it frees up clutter on my desk, so I actually have half my desk, you know, pretty empty, which is rare. That don't happen when I'm creating. And then number three, well, isn't it just adorable, right? And so I'm less likely to lose things because everything is contained in this craft station. And when I'm done, I'll just put everything away. And then for the next project, you know, I'll use this craft station again. And then I like it too because I could move it in and out of frame as need be. Okay, so I'll have this video linked below as well. I've done a lot of prep work already to save on time. One of the things I'll do differently, or I'll add to this Ginger in a Mug tag, is to add a backing. As you see with this tag, I did not do that. It's real easy to do. I'll give you a tip. When you cut out your die cuts, make sure to fold your paper. You want to have the front side facing you, and then you want to have the back side also facing you. You could cut it at one time, and then you will get the front and the back. So the first thing you want to do, and I kept forgetting this step, so for me, it needs to be the first thing that I do. You need to create a slit in your mug. Only the top die cut. So I'll do that right now. Use a cutting mat, and it's really simple. Depending on what paper you use, you will see like an indentation, and you can cut right along that. Now, I forget if I made 2 slits in my original one. For some reason, I feel like I did. But there's like a slit, not a slit, but I see a line impression here and here. Well, there's actually 3 line impressions. Just follow. It's kind of hard to see with this paper. And cut. And you see I've made a slit there. And then the next thing you need to do is, well, I think what makes this tag so adorable is the pop-up dimension effect. I love that. Well, I used a sought after punch. I had been looking for this punch for at least a couple years and finally got it on eBay, got it for a really good price, and I got it in red. I had seen it only in their standard blue color. So my first tag I made, I did this perfectly. And then I went to go make several more, and I could never line up my gingerbread in the center. So this is what I came up with. I'm using Scotch removable tape. Apply some to your die cut, and then place the die cut right where you want to make your cut. And do make sure you are using the right mug die cut. You do not want to use the bottom layer. Use the top layer. And then you can have your punch face upward, and then position your die cut or your punch over your die cut. And then punch. And then, well, mine's is still a little off-centered, but you get the point. You could also place your die cut over your top layered die cut and, you know, trace over it and cut it that way as well. Now let's create our pop-up dimension. I like to use red as a backing only because I have peppermints that are red, but feel free to choose any backing you like. Cut a piece of backing that will cover your die cut. Take your glue and apply some to the front side of your backing. Flip over the piece you're working with and apply it down. I just love how the red, that pop-up look, because you can actually see the red there. So experiment with different colors. I want to add dimension to this area here. So take now I make my own double stick foam. And this is a thick, I have 2 layers actually. Then I'll use my runner and add adhesive to the other side and add your topper. So you can see a little bit of my foam showing. Okay, so I was going to try to clip off that, but I'm going to leave it alone. Darn it, I should have cut it a little smaller because it didn't have to be that big. Now, what I did for these peppermints, I used my circle die and cut out the peppermints from a sheet. I did something a little different. I used this ribbon I picked up at Michael's. When I first saw it, I didn't get it. But I was at Michael's several days ago, and they had the 70% off and then additional coupon with 25% off. And then I took a liking to it. I wanted peppermints, but I wanted peppermints on white backing. And this is a mint color. I mean, it's really pretty, and I'm glad I took a liking to it because I like it. Well, what I did was I cut some of the peppermints out. And I'm going to use that because you really can't see the mint. I'm going to use that for this tag. So what you need to do is apply adhesive to the front, to a small section of the front of your peppermint. And then you open up your slit and position your peppermint as you like. I'm working with 3 peppermints, but you can work with however many you like. If you have a stamp, you can also stamp and then cut out your peppermints. Just as simple as that. Now, for your stamped gingerbread, use any stamp that you have. I'm using this baby ginger. I got her from eBay. She is so super cute. She was made, I think, in the early 90s. I haven't colored her yet, but you can position her right in the back, or you can stick her in like that. So it's totally up to you. Alrighty, so I added some clear shimmer to my ginger using a clear glitter pen, and then I've added adhesive to her legs. And then you could position her in the back like this. I want her diaper to show because I want the recipient to know that she's a baby. So this is how the back now looks. Now you can add dimension to your mug by adding your double stick foam right here. I've added my foam, my double stick foam here. And I cut my candy cane out of invitations I found from the thrift store. You could use dies or stamps. I'm going to apply adhesive to the bottom front part of my candy cane and then position it the way I like it. But before you add your bottom and top layer, you can add foam tape to your handle too to give that dimension. And then you add it together. Line it up as even as you can. And this is how it looks so far. Now you also want to run your mug through your die cutting machine again and only add paper to the handle if you want a different color handle. Here's my piece here, and I'll cut off what I don't need. Real easy to do. And then add adhesive to the back. And I added another peppermint right on top. And I don't really like the ribbon peppermint. I prefer the peppermint from the paper pad or from a stamp or a punch. But now I'm going to take my curly ribbon. I love working with this stuff. And use my attacher gun, which I did a review on this gun. I'll have it linked in the description box. I love using it. And I'm going to attach my curly ribbon right through it, just like so, and then attach a bail. And I wanted my curly ribbon on the handle, but I should have attached my curly ribbon to the handle before I added the foam. So it's a little off-centered. The last thing I did was attach the tag using the tagger. And I just love it. It says Ginger, that's her name. And this is how the back looks. If I wanted to, I could add another Ginger on the back and give it a more finished look on the back side. But I love this. You will come up with different designs and different looks, and you can put different creations in your mugs. But once again, I don't care. I'm going to remove this and add add my regular mints because I don't care for how that looks. But you know what? It looks cute without it too. Okay, a final look at my finished Ginger in a mug. This is the original one. And then with this one, I did not add a separate color handle, but I did add a different candy cane. This is created with my Gold Press and Foil. And then this one is super cute. This one has the dimension. This one I did not add any dimension to it, but I did to this one. And then this may be my favorite one. Check this one out. Okay, so I added a candy cane from Michaels. And then I added a semi-vintage gingerbread pick. I love it. Did not add any dimension to this one. But I like the finished back look, so I like having the front and back die cuts for the mug. Well, if you have been inspired by my creativity, why not give me a thumbs up and like this video? Also subscribe if you are interested in more tutorials. Feel free to share this video. Feel free to adopt any of my ideas. I only ask for proper credits. Do give shout outs and do link back to this video. Well, thank you all for watching. As always, blessings.